All right, friends, welcome back to another episode of the Well Done Women podcast. If it's okay with you, today I'm going to put on my business coach hat for you guys because a couple weeks ago I posted in our communities on Facebook, social media, YouTube, podcast, anywhere that I've got my people, and I posted a link to ask me anything. And I've got a lot of questions to cover, but one of the questions that really stood out is a question that I get so often, not only from emails or listeners or people on YouTube, but from my actual coaching clients, the ones that I work with on a daily basis, because this topic is one of the hardest topics to deal with in business, in ministry, as a Christian, as a woman, and that has everything to do with pricing. And so Samantha wrote in and she said, how do you price what you're worth? How do you price what you're worth? And just quick story time. When I was first, 10 years ago, when I was first starting out in business, I had this exact same question. I reached out to a well-known business coach that at the time was like the gal. She was the gal to get business coaching from. And she said she had a huge keynote talk, and this was her coaching advice. Girl, price what you're worth. Price what you're worth. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I want to price what I'm worth. But what does that mean? Like, but are there steps to this? Is there a framework to this? Is there an actual answer to this? Like price what I'm worth. Okay, I can do this. But like I don't understand exactly how to do that. And so I just want to apologize to anyone who has ever received this coaching advice to price what you're worth. I apologize for all of the business coaches around the world. They mean well, they just don't know how to coach. So, and if you're a coach and if you ever gave this advice because you heard another guru say price what you're worth, we're going to stop saying that now. And I'm going to give you all the reasons why. And in today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 ways to price your services, to price the correct way. I have some bonus coaching. And so if it's okay, if I have your permission, I would love to coach you today. I'm going to try to keep this 30 minutes because I could literally teach weeks on this one topic of pricing. And so if you are a note taker, like today would be the day to take notes because I'm going to pour a lot on you. I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to give you the tangible, the actionable, the steps on how to price correctly your services and how to create a business model that actually works, that doesn't change with the ever-changing how you feel about yourself and what you're worth. So first off, let me just say this. You don't price for what you're worth. That's not how we price our packages. If you're a coach, or your coaching programs, your masterminds, this is not how you price anything. Because your worth, how you view yourself, is going to change on an hourly basis. There are some days where I wake up and I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And so like my internal, the way that I view myself worth goes down, right? And then there are other days where I will get a text or a message or an email from one of my coaching clients and they're like, I did this. Thank you so much. Your coaching actually works when I do it, And so then I like inflate my worth, right? I'm like, oh, wow, I need to raise my price. Like these people are doubling their income. These people are doing they're launching their podcasts. They're starting their coaching communities. They're starting their memberships. Like I need to up my price because I am so valuable. But the truth is, when we look into scripture, our worth is God-given. It is infinite. There's no dollar amount that could ever reflect our worth. Like Psalms tells us we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Ephesians tell us we are God's masterpiece. Peter tells us we are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, God's special possession. The God of the universe created you. We are priceless, okay? Our worth is priceless. Our gifts, our talents are God-given. They're God-anointed. No one can buy priceless things because priceless things are not for sale. So you can't put a price on your worth, but you can put a price on the value of the transformation you're offering your people. Okay, this is a huge mindset shift. If you stop the video now, like that right there can change the trajectory of your business. That one line right now, I'm gonna repeat it. You can't price yourself. You are priceless. Okay, but you can put a price on the value of the transformation that you offer. You can put a price on the value of the transformation you are offering. Okay. So I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can approach pricing especially if you're in a service-based business. Okay. So this is for my podcasters, my authors, my coaches, my mentors, my teachers, online educators, course creators. If you want to launch a membership, this will specifically help you. Okay. So 5 different ways to approach pricing for you, your clients, your business. Number 1 is focus on the transformation, not the time or the effort. Okay. Focus on the transformation, not what you have inside, not what you've put inside, not how long the thing is. And again, I have fallen into this trap over and over and over and over again. We think that people are buying the stuff. They're not buying the stuff. They're buying the transformation. What will they become? What will they have? What will they do when they're finished with your coaching? When they walk out of your retreats? When they're finished listening to your podcast episodes? When they are complete with your mastermind program? Like, what is the transformation? Focus on that, not the stuff inside, because people don't care about how many hours you worked on the program, how many modules your course has, like who is speaking at your retreat. They don't care about the stuff. They care about the results. They care about how they will be different when they leave you. That is what we focus on. That's what people truly care about. How can you help me be, do, or have this thing that I need? Okay. So if you are helping someone uncover their God-given gifts, create a business aligned with their calling, or if you're trying to help them hit 6 figures, that is life-changing. What is that worth to the people that you're working with? What is that worth to them? Okay, it's so much more than the time, energy, or how many modules are in your program. So focus on the transformation, not the time or the effort. And then if you need help with this, ask yourself 3 things. Number 1, what is the outcome I'm promising? What is the outcome I'm promising? What is the promise? When I was a teacher in public school, one thing that we had to do for every single lesson is state, and I don't know how it is today. This was, 15 years ago, but I had to write on the board, by the end of this lesson, the student will be able to. On every single lesson. Doesn't matter what I was teaching. Every single lesson I had to have that written on the board, because they scared me and said, like, if state walks in, they need to know the transformation. It's the same thing when it comes to your business, when it comes to your podcast, your coaching program, your retreat, your mastermind, your membership, your course. Ask yourself this first question: what is the outcome I'm promising? By the end of this retreat, the attendee will be able to. By the end of this retreat, the attendee will have. By the end of this retreat, the attendee will understand, know, have, be, do, whatever the thing is. Have an outcome that you can promise them. The second question you can ask is, how much is that outcome worth to my attendee, to my client, to my student? What is that outcome worth? This will help you formulate a price to put on your retreat, your course, your community, your coaching program. And then the third question is, can they see a clear return on their investment? And it's not just financial. Like, that's, I think, what our mind goes, like, your ROI, like, what is your return? Like, your return for your specific thing could be an emotional return, a spiritual return, a relational return. They'll be a better wife, a better mother, a better homeschool mom, a better minister, what is the return on the outcome? What will they get when they invest into your retreat, your program? What is the return on that? It could be financial. They could know how to get out of debt. They could learn how to save money, how to live with less. And so they're, refining what they're spending their money on. Of course, it could be a financial thing, especially if you're a business coach or someone helping them get started. Like, what is the return on the investment? Those are the three questions. What's the outcome I'm promising? How much is that worth to my ideal client? And number three, how can they see a clear return on their investment? And a good rule of thumb, this is something that I have learned from my coach. A good rule of thumb, if you're just like, I'm still not sure, price your offer, your retreat, your course, your membership, about 10% of the value it delivers. So if your program can help somebody make six figures, then you should price that program at $10,000. Like, get 10%. That's what the price could be. One of the things that I was working on is a book proposal training. And so I was kind of going through this. I'm like, what do I want to price this at? Well, the average on the low end that authors can make for their advance is around $10,000. And so I'm like, okay, I can price accordingly, knowing that I can say, if you get a book deal from this book proposal training and you get a book deal because your book proposal rocks, I can charge about this amount. And that's not even including the royalties, the speaking events that happen, that's not including all the other benefits of getting a book deal. So that's a good rule of thumb. Price your offer about 10% of the value it delivers. All right, I'm going to keep going because I have a lot. So first approach to how you price things is focus on the transformation, not the stuff, not the time you put in, not all the bells and whistles, although that's great and you need to put that on your sales page. Just focus on the transformation and price accordingly. Number two, position yourself as the go-to expert. Okay. Position yourself as the go-to expert. In my new coaching program, that's the first thing that I am teaching my coaching clients. Like, we have to focus on your position. We have to focus on who you are, your God-given gifts, your God-given traits, your testimony, your transformation, what you can deliver. Like, we have to focus on your position before we focus on your packaging up your products and promoting your stuff. We have to focus on your position. So that's what I want to teach you today, is position yourself as the go-to experts, because people pay premium prices to work with someone they trust to deliver those results, to deliver that transformation that they want. And this is why positioning is so important. That's why we need to show up consistently as the expert, as someone who not only can help their struggles and help them get to point A to point B, but someone who understands their struggles and has a solution. One of the things that I always remember, and this is something I coach my people into, is you are perfectly positioned to serve the person that you once were. And so again, if you're struggling with this, positioning yourself and like, I'm not sure who I'm speaking to, you are perfectly positioned to serve, to help, to coach, to teach, to train the person you once were. Why? Because not only do you have a solution for them, but you understand them. And remember, again, I'm throwing a lot of business coaching at you. And so just hang tight and just write it down, okay? You are perfectly positioned to serve the person you once were, because people follow people who understand them, not who are trying to get them to understand you. Okay? I see this again, and everyone means well, but coaches are trying to get their audience to understand them. But I am this, and I am this, and I've been through this, and that's good. We have to work on positioning. But all your client cares about is, do you understand what I'm going through? Do you understand what I'm struggling with? Do you understand the fears that I have? So they will follow you if they feel that you understand them. And that's why you are perfectly positioned to serve, to coach, to teach, to train, to lead the person that you once were. So there are 3 T's, and I apologize. I remember I was raised by a preacher man. Alliteration is in my blood. There are 3 T's to help you position yourself so that your audience, your potential clients trust you, okay? T number 1 is your testimony. You can show up, share your testimony, share your story, and talk about how you've walked this path yourself, how you've been where they've been, and how you received transformation, how God has taught you these lessons. You've been through the ringer, you've learned how to get out of it, and now you're on the other side. What is your testimony? What is your story? This is one way you can position yourself as the expert. Number 2, the second T, is to teach. So share your testimony and then teach them something. Use your podcast, your Instagram, your Facebook, your blog, whatever you have, whatever resource the Lord has given you, and teach, inspire, help them. This is what I'm doing right now. I am teaching things that I teach my coaching clients. I'm teaching it to you so that maybe one day, hopefully, we can work together. So use your podcast, teach them something. Use your Facebook and Instagram, teach them something, solve their problems for free, because that's one way you can build trust and credibility with maybe future potential clients. Last thing that you can share to position yourself as the expert is the transformation. If you've helped others, if you've worked with others, even if it was for free, like, no one needs to know that. If you've helped anyone in your life, share their success stories. Social proof is so powerful. These are the 3 ways you can show up and position yourself as the go-to gal, as the girl that they want to work with. Your testimony, your knowledge, so teach them something, and the transformation that you've offered for other people. And even yourself, if you're like, well, I haven't helped anyone yet. What's your transformation? How have you helped yourself? What is the A to Z? What was the road that took you from where they are sitting right now to where you are today? Share the transformation. And when people see you as the person who can guide them to their desired outcome, they'll be willing to invest at a higher level. All right. So to recap, number 1, remember, focus on the transformation, not the time, effort, or stuff that's inside. Number 2, position yourself as the go-to expert. Again, this is all about pricing here and how to price accordingly. Not price what you're worth, because you are priceless, but price the value of the transformation. Number 3, price boldly. Okay? Here's the thing. Most people undercharge because they're afraid of rejection. They have fear of what people will think about them. But here's the God's honest truth. Low prices repel people. Low prices signal low value. This isn't that good. Don't trust this person. They don't know what they're doing. Low prices tells your audience low value, low transformation. So premium prices, if you price boldly, you will attract serious clients, people who are ready to invest in themselves, people who are ready to do the work, people who are ready to listen to what you have to offer, to your teaching, to your transformation path. They're ready to listen. Something that I've learned, again, I'm preaching to myself here. I held a membership community about a year ago. I closed it down, but I held a membership community. It was about $37, $47 a month. Okay. I'm teaching the same things that I'm teaching my high level clients that are paying me $10,000. But it's the high level clients. It's the people who are paying me more money who are actually seeing transformation because they value it. They're showing up. People who pay attention. People who don't pay don't see the value, even if it is highly valuable and it is life-changing. I can't explain it. It's pricing psychology, but it's true. Okay. It actually is true. And so you would do better pricing boldly, pricing higher, so that you're not fearful and that you can actually help those who are ready to be helped. And you are investing in those who are wanting to invest in themselves, who trust you with this investment, who are going to listen to you. And when they listen to you, that's when they get the transformation. So if you're nervous about raising your prices, if you're nervous about pricing at all, I literally work with Christian ministry leaders all the time, and they are worried to put any price on anything. Just some kind coaching here is to slowly increase your price. I think that'll make you feel better. Okay. So if you're charging nothing, just start charging something, start there. If you're charging $1,000, jump up to $2,000. If you're charging $200, jump up to $400. Like just start raising and price boldly and attract the people who are meant for you, not the people who are trying to suck off of you and not truly bought in to you and to their transformation. All right. Number 4, make it easy for your clients to say yes. Make it easy for your clients to say yes. So if you've nailed down your pricing, you've got a pricing in your head, you're like, I'm done not charging, I'm going to start charging. You've nailed down a price. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to charge $37, I'm going to charge $10,000. Like whatever the value is, remember that's what we're focusing on, not your worth. Okay, not what you're feeling about yourself that day. Remember, you are fearfully, wonderfully made. You are priceless. You can't charge based on your worth. You can put a price on the transformation that you're offering. So number 4, if you have your price nailed down, make it easy for your clients to say yes. Okay, here's how. Be clear on the transformation. Spell out exactly what they'll achieve by working with you. Spell it out. Don't hold back here. If you know you can help somebody make 6 figures, say it. Put it on there. Okay. Number 2, offer a payment plan. Give them a low entry, like bring the barriers down. Okay. They might not have the full amount to pay you up front. Split it up into 3 payments. Okay. Offer a payment plan. And number 3, create urgency. Use deadlines, limited spots. You're not being mean here. You are helping them make a decision. They need help making a decision. And if they don't have a deadline or some sense of urgency, they're going to forget about it and they're going to move on with their life. They're busy. They're doing stuff. Okay. Be clear about the transformation, offer a payment plan, create urgency, deadlines, limited spots, discount code goes away on this date, whatever that is. And number 5, this is the last one, and then I have some bonus coaching because I love you. Number 5 is trust the process. Listen, pricing, getting clients, getting attendees, getting course students, it's a journey. Okay. You will not feel 100% confident at first. You will feel that imposter syndrome feeling when you start charging more. When you put a price on something, it is terrifying. The enemy doesn't want you to do this. He wants you to stay and live in poverty. He wants you to keep the low prices. That's his whole thing. So you're gonna feel the feels. You're gonna feel scared. You're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, what have I done? There's going to be a freak out moment. But that's just the growing pains. Feel it, move on. Okay? Start where you are, but don't stay there. As you gain more experience, you'll see the results. You'll see the results that your clients are getting. You will feel more confident to sell, to put a price on things, to raise your price. It's a journey. It's not going to happen all at one time. So give yourself some grace, breathe. Okay. If you need to vent to somebody, just send me an email. I will to get you off the ledge. Okay. And here's the deal. And this is going to be hard this is hard. I love you. Hear me. I love you. If you aren't willing to invest in yourself. That means like if you aren't willing to take the classes, to get the coaching, to go to the retreats, if you aren't willing to do that, you can't expect other people to invest in you. Okay. This is one of the harder things that when I'm coaching my clients, like I have a handful of clients that are the people who are like, I have to learn everything. I have to go to all the things. I'm going to all the conferences. I'm getting the coaching, obviously, because they're with me. I'm doing the things. And there's others, who are not necessarily my coaching clients yet, but they're not willing to invest in themselves because of fear, because they don't think they're ready, worth it. There's all kind of things. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to invest in their growth. But here's the God's honest truth. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't expect other people to. So if you are getting the coaching, if you are investing in a mentor, in a class, whatever that is, if you are, you're like, I am investing in growth. I am doing the thing. Give yourself permission to charge, to put a price on the value of the transformation that you're offering your people. So just ask yourself, am I paying for coaching? Am I paying for the courses that get me to where I want to be? Am I paying for the resources to help me grow? Am I paying in programs for growth and leadership and mindset? Like all of those things are required in order to pour out. Okay. Again, I would not suggest raising your prices if you're not doing those things. So forget everything that I just said if you're not willing to do those things for yourself. And then the last bit of coaching that I want to give you is give yourself permission to raise your prices if you are up-leveling and improving your products, your services, your program, your presentation, your podcast, your keynote, your retreat. If you are investing in the improvement of those things, raise your price, sister. Raise your price. Okay. If you're a coach, I'm talking to the coaches now. You've got to improve your frameworks. You've got to improve your processes. You've got to simplify your steps. You've got to take time to simplify things that may be already working, make them better. Okay. If you're a speaker, refine that keynote. Get feedback. That's the best thing you can do. And then also, if you are gaining more experience, if you are speaking on stages every week, every month, if you are hosting retreat after retreat after retreat, if you are, if you're gaining more experience, if you have time put in, give yourself permission to raise your price. Okay. So to sum it up, price based on the value of the transformation, position yourself as the expert, and don't be afraid to charge and to charge boldly. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you got a nugget out of all of this. And if you did, I would love to hear from you. Reach out on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. I would love to hear if there was an aha moment. If you're not already in our community, you can go to Facebook and search the Well Done Women Facebook community. It's for the podcast listeners. And I want to hear from you. Like, I want to coach you. I want to hear from you. And so if this was helpful, reach out. And if you think there's a friend that needs to hear this, please share it with them. That's how we grow. That's how I feel like I'm able to serve more people, is by you sharing this episode with others. So I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. And remember to always love people, serve people, and change lives.